Once upon a sunny afternoon, Donald Duck was lounging on his porch, sipping his sweet lemonade. The air was warm, and the sun was shining brightly, making it a perfect day for relaxation. The ice cubes in his drink made a delightful clinking sound, adding to the sense of calm that enveloped him. Donald was just about to take another sip when he heard a buzzing noise beside his ear. He turned his head swiftly and saw a small bee darting around his lemonade glass. The bee, tiny yet persistent, seemed determined to get a taste of Donald's refreshing lemonade. Feeling slightly annoyed at this unexpected intruder in his lazy afternoon, Donald's first instinct was to swat the bee away. Armed with a piece of paper, his hand shot up to shoo the buzzing creature. But just as he was about to bring his hand down with a firm swing, he hesitated. Donald noticed something peculiar. The bee's wings were shimmering less vibrantly than usual, and it seemed to be struggling. Its flight was wobbly, with a hint of desperation that tugged at Donald's conscience. "Oh, little bee," Donald whispered, lowering his piece of paper. "You look like you need some help." Instead of chasing the bee away, Donald gently placed his lemonade glass on the table. He watched as the bee landed, wobbling slightly. Donald spoke softly to reassure the bee, keeping his movements slow. With a plan in mind, Donald placed the bee on a small leaf and carefully carried it to the garden. Upon arriving at the garden, he gently placed the leaf close to the daisies. The bee, still a bit feeble, slowly crawled onto the petals. A moment passed, and then magic happened. The bee began to regain its strength. It slowly dusted itself with pollen, its wings perking up. Donald watched with joy as the bee took flight once more, strong and buzzing happily. It circled the daisies in a graceful dance, visiting each bloom with renewed vigor. But the adventure wasn't over yet. Donald remembered that bees have duties and must return to their hive. Worried that this little bee might not find its way home, Donald decided to help the bee navigate back. "Come on, little buddy," Donald called out with a cheerful heart. Donald tied a tiny ribbon around a twig, creating a mini flag that danced lightly in the breeze. The bee buzzed closely behind him as Donald led the way back toward the hive he had spotted earlier in his backyard. Arriving at the hive, Donald waved happily as the bee buzzed inside. Donald sighed with relief, delighted that he could help a creature in need. As he returned to his porch, Donald poured himself another glass of lemonade, savoring the sweet taste of kindness. He leaned back once more, feeling the warmth of the sun and the satisfaction of knowing he had done his part in helping a tiny friend. That day, Donald Duck learned that every little life matters, and lending a hand can make all the difference in the world, even in a world as small as a buzzing bee's.